Hey, and welcome back to some more EGFC Power Series. Oh my goodness, was that a good game with Georgetown going up against Marist that we just got to see. Georgetown's coming back though, Tenric, and they're going up against Canisius. I think you've seen a bit of Canisius today, haven't you?
Yes, we have. They went up against Maris over on Fracture 2 games back and lost 13-7. So currently they're 1-3, but they're back and they're with a vengeance.
No doubt. No doubt whatsoever. And I mean, Georgetown clearly the favorites. I think we could say with a with some confidence. But that being said, I think that there's always a chance. You know, best of ones in Valorant. Anybody can win a best of one in Valorant. I see it all the time at like the tier 2, tier 3 level. Like, it doesn't matter who's technically favored. You can always pick up a victory, and I think that's true here at the collegiate level as well. So Georgetown, whilst they've shown a lot to love, I mean, you know, basically just close your eyes, throw your finger down on the page, and then pick a name. That's a player who's been popping off. That's okay. You can still see something change. You can still see something, you know, some sort of upset here. I have some faith, but it's going to be an uphill battle, I think, for Canisius.
Of course, you know, it's always a question of progress, and as long as there's progress made, then you can call that a win in your book. I mean, there's always another series, there's always another tournament, there's always another team that you can get to play against. But right now, you gotta face the undefeated Georgetown. So my question, Vincent, is how the hell do you do that?
Well, I think you gotta do two things, right? You gotta actually win on the individual level. You win some of those aim duels, number one, and then number two, from a general setup perspective, Georgetown's fantastic at trading. You have to disrupt it. If you can't do that, you're going to run into a bit of a buzzsaw. But well, let's take a look at where we're headed. Maybe that'll have something to do with whether or not Canisius can actually make this jump up towards Georgetown. Icebox is sent banned away by Canisius, and Split Fracture gone courtesy of Georgetown. That seems to be their consistent two bans that we've seen thus far. That leaves us with Bind, so we head out to the desert to do some dueling.
Well, I think we'll definitely see a couple different comps for sure. That Viper's probably going to come back from both sides for sure, I think. We might still see Astra as well. Looks like Banana over on Canisius, who is defending first. Looks like they may be mousing over the KO to start things off. That'd be the first one we've seen all day.
Well, that could be good. You know, there's been some additions of KO on a couple of different maps. Now, Bind, not really one of them. And if we're being really honest, I think Sky's still really strong here.
I agree.
I mean, KO is also a possibility that, you know, whilst I don't think it's the best pick, I think it's definitely a viable pick. So, and at this level, I don't think you have to have the best pick per se. It's just what you're good at. And if you have a good KO player, roll with it, right? And I feel that way, generally speaking, about collegiate. I think you play to your strengths. And if your strengths are, you know, something that's out of meta, doesn't matter. Roll with it anyway.
Lavender for the first time in all three of these games opting for Raze instead of Reyna on that duelist. But on a map like Bind, I completely understand that pick as opposed to a pick like the Raze on Haven. I mean, that Boombot especially can just get so much space on a site like Hookah or Showers, and the paint shells, of course. Their praises cannot be sung enough on a map like this.
Yeah, those paint shells as well are quite deadly because there's a lot of these angles that realistically there's not a lot of space to run away if you get caught and locked down. So yeah, the paint shells, the boom bot, even you know, the blast packs are good to put down massive damage over the top, and the showstopper in particular is super effective here. I remember back to you know, the good old days before the nerfs where you would just see, you know, multi-kill after multi-kill on Bind for that showstopper. So we're locked in, loaded. KO is indeed on the cards here, and the Sage for Canisius. Again, that Sage not really the norm, I would say. Usually you're going to see, like you were talking about, that Viper. But speaking of which, no Viper at all. Double Astra, which is fine, but the Viper has typically added a whole lot to the controllers on this map.
I am really scared for Banana, quite honestly, because while KO can be a great pick, that 0 point needs to be placed so perfectly. Unless you're not going to get enough connection out of it. You need to suppress, and you need to do it the right way, and you need to guess correctly. because that knife covers a lot of space. But in a map like Bind, if you guess the wrong point, if you guess the wrong space, then that's so many of your resources already gone, and that null command probably won't get as much connection as it would on a map like Ascent. However, that is what the defense will be holding. Georgetown starting off on the attack as a couple members make their way through Hookah, a couple others back through B long, and this is a very aggressive starting push. Peng whiffing every single shot with the Ghost, but he's able to get out through the shoulder. Kaz not so lucky though.
And Claw with the head hunter has hunted one singular head, but speaking of the KO, down and out, Lavender, she's doing well. Got one frag, looking for more, but look at the HP. It's so brutal for Georgetown, and Pink's not looking the right direction. Oh no! It's Poba for the frag and the push back the other way. Georgetown going towards A. But like I said before, they are down on the HP. One shot, one kill for Claw, but again, not enough. 2v2.
Trade things out. Now it's Et waiting in lamps, about to rotate around. Doesn't see anybody just yet, and Stormy is behind the blocks, safe and sound, is able to get the stars back out.
Last player standing.
Moist able to turn around and get Poba, and Et can get re-aggressed by Moist on the turnaround. When they hear the shots, Georgetown can pull out round number 1 after a bit of an unsure start.
Yeah, they gave Canisius a lot of space to work with on that entry towards B, and it allowed Canisius to not only pick up that first frag, but even a second one and do tons of damage in towards the opposition. But Moist Flower good for the triple kill. Gonna really claw things back for the likes of Georgetown. Playing the trades at the back end is exactly what they were looking for. So, Canisius, on the other hand, interesting to see any armor. I don't know about that. Canisius have bought a couple of bits of armor, but they had nothing but classics. I'm not usually a fan of picking up armor with classics, but we'll see if they can do anything with it, as Barry gets a very aggressive position here.
Oh, and gets immediately killed by Lavender as well. I feel like that armor might be a potential counter to the Marshall one-shot, but I don't think any member of Georgetown bought a Marshall on this attack, so I think it's potentially all for naught. I mean, sustainability doesn't really matter when your shots do a quarter as much damage as the people you're trying to kill. Georgetown looking for all the momentum they need to get this round done ASAP, and that's exactly what they are going to do. They have all the sight lines down. They know where everyone is. All they have to do is kill, 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 and kill, kill, kill. They will. Georgetown up 2-0.
Easy as pie for Georgetown University as they only lose a singular player. That was Cass, who's had a bit of a slower start here, 0-2, but it's okay as Canisius are in for the buys. This is a really strong quote-unquote bonus round for Georgetown. The reason I say that is because Cass is upgraded to a rifle. Everyone else survived, and there was 2 Bulldogs already in the cards. So a win here is certainly plausible, and Georgetown very much in a good position to potentially kind of take this and run with it.
2 along Hookah first. Boombot as the entry tool. Lavender as the entry player. Et sees them, but thanks to the gravity well, has to get out and heal very early. Peng having control of a short sight, and Stormy can trade it out after Claw deals all the damage. As over in Garden has given his position away. Et can't finish. Sightline not complete yet, and everyone's backed up into Hookah. Save for one singular member. Sergeant McGee safe over on the back line. Lavender doesn't take any damage, though, because of it. Kaz still over in Garden, has the rendezvous set up, gets Et, doesn't even have to TP, looking for the shoulder pick on Poba. Gonna spray and pray through the nebula as it hides their sight.
Okay.
Sergeant McGee is popping off from the back line. Finds 2. Kaz can finally finish off Poba.
Yep.
2v2.
Sets things up in a bit of a weird spot because Sergeant McGee is entirely alone on the site. You can see the flank is coming in from the KO, but that's going to take a minute. And so,
though.
that's true, but Georgetown, they needed to do that. They did it in time. So the plant for Kaz comes through. It's going to be all towards Barry Banana Boy. Find it. That's a good suppression by the looks of it. Last drive over the top, but it's just not the right direction to be looking. Stormy confirms, and she's good for it. Georgetown 3-0, and like I said, a really strong bonus round was there for potential, and despite Claw finding the opening frag, it simply was not enough.
If I may be so bold, Georgetown's comp is is like a lot more defensive than offensive. Chambers Rendezvous doesn't get as much connection as it does, nor do his trademarks. And as much connection as you can get with a Boombot as an entry tool, those paint shells can do so much more damage when you launch them into someplace like Hookah, get a lot of stall going, and of course, the gravity wells can be so much more useful than the Nebulous sometimes on the defense when you're Astra. And so I don't even think we've seen Georgetown at their peak just yet. Now that they have close to a full buy, though, in fact, I think they do have a full buy, they will never have been stronger than they are right now against a hybrid Canisius. Looking like a straight 4-0 on this attack right now. They head into point B, just about uncontested.
Nice rendezvous to get out of there. Those paint shells are doing damage, so I don't blame that. But Canisius is still going to have to manufacture a retake here for a V5. As you can see, SMG in the hands here for Barry. It's going to be a last drive over the top. Oh, and, well... somehow that does blind Stormy, but she finds the kill anyway, so, oh, this is not working well. Kaz, 7 bullets maybe to work with, sure, but still taking duels against Sergeant McGee, but it's simply a matter of time.
Oh, that's so brutal. Kaz with a 4K to finish things off. A flawless round number 4. They were just trying to get a finisher off with the Marshall, but armor was there, coverage was available. Georgetown pulls things out, and Kaz, wow, hasn't died once since that 0-2 start. He's now 7-2.
Yeah, like I said, it wasn't a problem before guys were able to manufacture a way right back in there and find success significantly. That quad kill certainly helps out in the prior round. But here we go, Canisius back to buying ways. And they have pretty much everything you could desire utility-wise, gun-wise, etc. Stormy playing with an idea of that push, but has effectively decided to not go for it. Claw, on the other hand, aggression on the cards, and ping is no more.
Moist Flower, though, he saw a banana and is able to get the wall bang first. McGee, very forward in Hookah here, but it's worked against the wall so far and get the peek on the Lavender, taking the first chunk of health. The Lavender is going to re-enter with the paint shells first, and the Owl Drone second from Moist to make sure that he takes some space, at least at first. But thanks to the Noble Pulse, that Owl Drone doesn't really do anything, and thanks to the narrow entry point, Sergeant McGee can find 2, now 2v4. With that Tour de Force, his defense is looking nigh unstoppable, but Kaz has cut his way in from the other side of B site, has found 2. Sergeant McGee's still stuck up in Hookah. It's even Stevens right now for this. Moist Flower has the cutoff from Hookah as well to make sure that Sergeant McGee and Poba have to converge here, but it's going to be a rotation on the A site. Oh, this is beautiful from Georgetown.
Just rotate away from them. Don't take the fights. You don't need to do that. Running straight back in, and in fact, planting for the spawn side here for the defense. It's perfectly done. And, well, there is 2 potential ultimates here, both the Tour de Force and the Hunter's Fury online for Georgetown. Canisius, on the other hand, they have something of their own, and it might be even better considering, I mean, yes, the Hunter's Fury could go through the Cosmic Divide, but no bullets can. So if you find out where this is planted, that Cosmic Divide could be a crucial part of a victory, but they're going to have to hurry up, Canisius. That time it's ticking away. The swing is good, and oh, it's all too easy. Kaz with a triple kill on towards Poba to close down this ground. And what was it, 2v4 or 2v5? One of the two. 2v4.
2v4.
1 out by Georgetown.
Kaz just went absolutely insane that round, and nobody was paying attention to him. Everybody kind of just forgot about B Long for a second. They thought, hey, if Sergeant McGee has this control of Hookah, then B point is basically ours. No, you do not have control over Kaz, and you do not have control over round 5. And honestly, I mean, I really don't think that I'm glad that the Cosmic Divide was not used by McGee. That's some great control because of the knowledge that the Hunter's Fury could have pierced right through it, regardless of how many bullets could not have. Damage is still done, and oh, despite getting gravity welled, Stormy can still trade out.
Well played. Here we go. Ping was suppressed, no more. Gonna swing, gonna find the successful frag as well. Moist is good on the other hand to dispatch with the other B player. Canisius down by 2. Okay.
Spike did a little jump. He did a little jumpy jump.
Yeah, you know, it's fine. Nonetheless, here, this is going to be a tough retake, if at all. Arguably an impossible one, but okay.
Yeah.
That's a 2-for-1.
I mean, there's no point in lurking because it's not like you're gonna want to save your guns this round. It was a save round. However, I mean, Georgetown is making it look quite brutal. 6-0, full buys across the board with at least 5,000 creds for every single player. Moist Flower is currently 10-1 right now, and there are 2 players on Canisius that are 0-6.
Oh boy, that's rough.
This is really like disgusting to watch, but I can't get my eyes away from it.
No, I mean, it grabs your attention, and you gotta stick with it. But here we go again. Guns are aplenty for Canisius. They nearly had a round. Nearly had a round. But unable to do that. Here we go. Headhunter. A little bit of an interesting pre-fire there, but it is going to be Poba with the opening frag. So a chance, maybe, to bring things back for Canisius.
Georgetown still looking to attack through A site, though. They're not done with that push yet. And with the Cosmic Divide, they don't have to worry about too many sight lines. They can actually just plan here for free. Cosmic Divide may come out soon, though, and Kaz is still a little short of these lamps at the moment, able to take down that rendezvous. That's really impressive. And Moist Flower able to find Et, and both sides of lamps are completely taken over now. Georgetown is surrounding Canisius at the moment. Sergeant McGee still able to find a kill with the judge, and it's an even 2v2. Has to rotate out, has to find another close-range kill to keep himself alive, but can't do that against Moist Flower. Now it's just Banana. Over in Showers, again, has to check every single corner against 2 members that are just waiting from outside. Moist Flower is not able to get this peek out, though, and it's going to be a simple 1v1.
And Moist got a little bit over-aggressive there. Oh, not going to use the 0 point. That's interesting. And in fact, it's Stormy. She's going to be able to put down every bit of utility necessary. Gravity Well, Nova Pulse, both at the same time. And that creates the opportunity for the Georgetown victory. That was a bit of an interesting decision from Barry. I mean, you use the 0 point, and then Stormy can't do all of that.
Teleport's ready.
Well, nevertheless, you know,
That's not ready.
he was able to get it. He was able to at least make the approach there. It was a good kill onto Moist. It might have been because he thought that Stormy might have been a little too far for the knife to connect, but even so, I mean, I don't see the harm in using it even then, because then you get information that you can defuse, or at least get half of a defusal and then hide for a second. So I'm right with you. I don't know why, but hey, it's 7-0 now, and Hang's got a Blade Storm out. Barry is already down to 15 health and is already gone thanks to Lavender. And I mean, this is just another save round for Canisius. I mean, we don't even have to cast this. How was your day, Vincent?
You know, I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good over here. It's oh my goodness, I had a late start, but you know who isn't? Georgetown. They've had early and often. It's like I'm getting deja vu again, dude. It's great.
No, Georgetown woke up and chose absolute domination. Poba is so stuck right now. Can he find a kill? Maybe. Oh, nope. Whiffs the Marshall shot. Another flawless victory this time. With Pang getting a knife to the dome. 8-0 now, Georgetown. Are we looking at a full clean sweep here?
Oh, you've done it. Why have you done this? You come now. You never say it.
I want to give them a round, dude.
You never say, especially not 4 rounds before we get to halftime.
Moist Flower is 13-2, though. Can we talk about that?
He's gaming.
13-2. That's a 6.5 KD, and we're 8 rounds in. It's so mean. That's so mean.
That's quick math that I don't think I can do on stream. So I'm gonna let you handle that.
Yeah, no, defer to me for all the ratios. It's fine. No one, I can never get any ratios anywhere else, so I try to give it.
I see what you've done there. You know what else I see?
Oh, 8 point desperately trying to be defended here, but it's another sandwich from the attacking side. There's your knife out from Barry, but I mean, everybody's kind of out and about, and wow, still falls here. I mean, the aim is just so much better as well, and oh, they're covering each other's angles so cleanly. Easy plan. It's all down to Sergeant McGee, but he's up a creek without a paddle at the moment. Does have the Cosmic Divide though,
and the best gun in the game. What, you don't agree?
Sorry, can we look at that best gun in the game?
Yes, best gun in the game. I mean, I stand by that statement. Best gun in the game. See, watch.
Oh, best gun in the game.
What other gun do you know that can shoot people in kneecaps and get kills? That's what I thought.
That's
0.
That's true. That's true. You stumped me. Georgetown taking round number 9, though. They have enough personnel to deal with the imminent threat of the greatest gun in the entire game. Still get the job done. Still get the 9th round, and Well, we've heard this story before. We're going around a save round again for Canisius heading into round number 10.
Yeah, we certainly are. And Sergeant McGee is just actually converted into a judge-only player. that's what's happened here. It's 0-9, and Sergeant McGee's just like, you know what?
Like, and he's spending all of his credits in order to get that judge. Like, is Canisius trying at like, that sounds so mean, but are they trying?
I mean, I think so. Listen, you put me in this spot, I'll take a judge any day of the week. To be honest with you, this is great in this position.
But running in, does get a trade out, but the paint shells can finish things off. Yeah, I mean, look, he's finding his rhythm. I'll give it to him for sure. Well done, absolutely. Now 4v4, Georgetown rampaging into the B site. It is a plant, but it has a nice management of the shoulder right now. Has to take some space here.
4v4. Here we go. Oh, talk about getting clotheslined. That's brutal. Gaz as well, good for the frag. Claw was so good with that headhunter. He's found so many good shots with it. There goes the 0 point. Actually, that's a null command. Excuse me. Barry putting it down, trying to utilize it to the greatest effect. And actually, it's good for the frag. Kaz in for it. It's a 2v2. No more null command. No more KO. Again, trades working in the favor of Stormy. She's so good at closing rounds, Stormy is.
That's true, yeah. Stormy's always around when you need her the most at the very tail end of that round. But I gotta give it to Canisius there. That was a great saving of that round. They fought tooth and nail. It was a save round. They lost the round for sure, but they did so much economic cutting down. And a couple rounds ago, that would have been a lot more impactful. But Georgetown, they just have such a great cushion. They could get full buys these last 2 rounds, even if they brutally lose this next one. And Canisius, they're hanging on by a thread right now with not even a full buy this round, and they're spending all their credits to make it happen.
It's certainly, I mean, brutal seems like the word that we're going to regularly, and it is. Brutalization. The claw, tour de force, as well as that cosmic divide, making it work. Hunter Shuri on the backside, and okay, stole it away there, Poba, see you later. As Lavender dodges on that flash drive, and makes it even better for Georgetown Canisius College. Despite some of these early ultimate usages, still struggling.
They're just so gross with it. They're just so nice. Sergeant McGee has a solid vantage point, but he's also staring down the barrels of 3 gunners right now. Can find one through the nebula. Raw is now there on the perch. Oh, misses the shot with the tour de force. That is terrible, especially with the cosmic divide. That's really tragic. You hate to see it. He was on that aim. He had his target down, but just had to move a little too early. It's okay, though. Still a 3v3. Canisius can still clutch this out. And he has Nova Pulse, and Lavender on the other side. There's not much coverage left, but they still have to swing here. Pang finds one, Lavender finds the other on the other side. It's all down to Claw with the tour de force. Has to duck down after missing another shot, and Georgetown pulls out round number 11.
Last round in the half.
Okay. Oh, that's how I feel on behalf of Canisius right now. It's a little bit. It's got to be a little bit frustrating. Got to be a little bit sad, but you know. The reality is you just got to tip your hat to Georgetown. They're playing a phenomenal bit of Valorant right this moment, and it's hard to argue with the sort of things that they've been putting down ready and waiting. Here's the last round of the half, and, well, potential here for a flawless one. Did you say we've already seen a 13-0 today?
There was a 13-0 yesterday, and it wasn't streamed.
Okay.
Georgetown, and I believe it was which one was it?
Well,
oh goodness.
Well, you figure it out.
It was Marist.
No, there we go.
It was
okay.
a 13-0 against Marist.
Whoa.
Could see another here from Georgetown. Is Lavender gonna throw out the showstopper? Hey, why don't you?
This is classic. I love it.
4v3 at around. Barrier sees a cape of Moist. Finds it with the Ares. Jumps up. Lavender can shut her down with a 3K now to boot. Just Poba and Barry. Poba finds Stormy along long.
Another 2v2.
Can't find the round. Lavender can finally plant it down. Kaz finding Poba. Nice rendezvous to make sure Barry can't get any connection. That is match point going into this second half.
That it is.
Match point.
And, well, I gave you a hard time, but now it is a reality that is a possibility. 13-0 on the cards here for Georgetown and Canisius. Well, they've been giving it their all. They've been trying
Of course,
hard.
no, they've still been fighting it. They've been making a lot of headway.
I mean, how many
You have to say that
2v2s
at the
have we
very least.
seen that just have not gone their way? Georgetown,
really, yeah.
and again, I gotta give credit to Stormy because she's so good at helping close those rounds, playing the 2v2s correctly. I feel like she was in like every single one of them. But in addition to that, like Kaz has been phenomenal throughout. So it's just so difficult.
No holds barred, push towards A point through short to start things out for Canisius's first and potentially last push on the attacking side of Bind. Lavender holding down short and paint shells to stall things out momentarily, but a lot of space is opened up for A site. Lavender firing blindly through the nebula, but a couple pot shots take her on as well. Stormy waiting in lamps, finds the headshot with the ghost on Apoba. One down, 4 to go. Stormy rotating around the truck, barriers up, so Spike can go down, and indeed it does. Lavender trying to find a way through onto Et. Can't find any damage, and Stormy can find the next pick, but Lavender falls to Et. Now a 4v3, 4v2, 4v1.
No.
Tang and Moist Flower find Claw. It's all down to Et. Gets picked off by Kaz. Georgetown 13-0 over Canisius. They stay undefeated, and in the most dominant fashion we've seen yet on this stream.
Defenders win.
That was putting one-sided to another level. Georgetown, I don't even know. There's not even that much to say about it because it was like whatever happened in the first 30 or 45 seconds of the round was irrelevant. Because at the end of the round, you knew what was going to happen. I mean, you know, my mind thinks back to what broke Canisius here. And I think that 2v4 probably among it, and then the 2 or 3 2v2s that went the way of Georgetown. There was those 4 rounds in specific that I think really kind of told the story of the Canisius struggle, or in reality, just the Georgetown dominance. They just played a great game, and whilst Canisius had some good individual plays, it just wasn't enough to overcome.
Well, look, every 13-0 is a setup of dominoes, and you get that next one falling, and the snowball can just look so much heavier and so much bigger and so much more intimidating, and Georgetown is looking more intimidating than ever. But that is the end of Group 3's games for today. When we come back, we'll be heading into Group 4. I'll be getting replaced by friendly Juggle God that'll be joining Vincent for these games. Vincent, thank you so much for hopping on. It's been amazing to have you, and you're going to do amazing these last 4 games. Please don't let me down.
I will not. Oh, that being said, we are going to head to that break that Tendrick was just talking about. We'll see you here in just a little bit for more Valorant action.